Hello guys, it's your friend, your sister. I'm back again to show you how I prepare my egusi soup. This is my dry fish, my normal dry fish, my bush meat and my cow skin. This is my stock fish, my crayfish, my curry, my red meat. This is my shaki and my abodi. This is my egusi, my fresh pepper and my onions, and this is my pumpkin dried leaf. This is my vegeta. This is my tomato and my oil. So thanks guys for subscribing to my last video, for sharing. Thank you so much. I'll be starting with my red meat. I'm going to boil it a little bit for 5 minutes and then remove all the red water inside, and I will now wash and then put it back into my pot again. I usually boil my shaki and my abodi and then throw away the water also. I'm starting by putting my hot water into my dried pumpkin leaf for it to melt, and then later I will now wash it out. I'm going to add my red meat now. I'm going to boil it for 5 minutes and then I will now wash it. So I'm adding my water. So when I'm boiling my shaki, I normally add seasoning. This is my red meat, as you can see. I will just allow it for another 5 minutes. Then I will now turn the water out, wash it again because of the foaming blood that is getting together. I'm going to remove the water now. This is what I normally avoid from my soup. I don't like it to be inside my soup. That's why I normally boil it a little bit, then now washed, and then put it back into the pot before adding my seasoning. Now I've finished cutting my red meat. I'm going to add all my seasoning now. My onions and my curry. Just going to mix it a little bit. Try and marinate the seasoning a little bit before adding your water. My shaki is boiled a little bit. I'm offing the gas now because I'm going to remove the water later. Now I'm going to add my water. Depends on the quantity you want, you can add. I'm going to add my bushmeat and my cow skin. I'm adding my stock fish also. Allow it to cook for 10 minutes because I'm going to remove everything out of the water in 10 minutes. As you can see, my meat has cooked for 10 minutes. I'm going to be removing the stock fish. I'm going to be removing my bush meat. I'm going to be removing my cow skin. I'm going to be adding my fish. While I normally remove my cow skin, my stuffed fish, I don't want them to get too soft and to get scattered inside the soup. I will be adding my dried fish. I'm going to allow it to cook for 5 minutes so that the seasoning will go inside the fish. I'm going to be removing all my fish from the water. Take it gently, don't allow it to scatter, otherwise you will not enjoy it. My red meat is soft now. I'm going to remove all the fish also. I'm going to fry my tomatoes with oil, groundnut oil. This is what I use in cooking my egusi soup. My curry, I'm adding my seasoning. So I'm adding my tomato. I'm going to add my tin tomato. Not much. So turn and allow the tomato to boil for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, open and add the water from your meat a little bit and add your crayfish. Turn it together and taste and look how the tomato tastes. If you still need more seasoning, you can still add more seasoning. Allow it to boil for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, I'm going to add my bush meat. Just going to turn. Leave it for another 2 minutes before you will now add your egusi to the tomato. This is my egusi. I'm going to mix it now. I took 4 cups of this plastic cup. I'm going to add the rest water from my meat to it. This is what I'm using to mix it. Then you just mix. Try your possible best for it to mix properly. No clumps inside. You can add your normal water. You know the quantity you need. Little bit. And mix it very well. Mix it very well. I've mixed it. This is how it looks like now. I'm just going to add it to my tomato stew. After 2 minutes, just turn. But try your possible best to cook with low gas so that it does not start burning. You know, tomatoes can burn very well, and adding egusi is the same thing. So cook it with low gas. This is how I'm going to be adding my egusi, like I'm frying akara. Just add it this way all over, little by little. I've already finished adding everything. Then you add water to it a little bit because your egusi will be needing more water. And then you cover it. Try and check every 2 minutes. Don't turn it too much. Just stir it a little bit. It's been 5 minutes since I put the egusi inside the tomato. Just look, okay? It's not burning because it has a lot of water. When it has a lot of water, it does not get burnt easily, but it will allow it to rise very well. So I'm putting my vegetable pumpkin leaf. Just going to stir it all over. I've already put the pumpkin leaf all over. I'm covering it now. Allow it to boil little by little. You check every 2 minutes. I'm just going to open. Don't turn it too much. Just take a look. Okay, it has water. It has water. When you see it has water, it will not get burned, and it will start getting to boil, and then it will be rising, and at the end it will now have the seed. So I'm going to be adding my shaki to it a little bit. I've added. Just allow it to go down a little bit so the seasoning will go inside the shaki very well. I've not turned my soup. I have tested it a little bit. I've seen that it's not spicy enough, so I'm adding my seasoning a little bit. Just try your best to cook it with low gas. Then you cover it. Check it every 2 minutes. I'm checking it out again after 5 minutes. I'm just going to go down with my spoon. Okay, it's okay. So it still needs time until this water dried up a little bit. Then you will now start turning it. It's been 10 minutes since I put my shaki, because my shaki was cooked just for a short time. So I'm going to check. Okay, it still have a lot of water inside it. I'm not going to turn. Now I'm going to add my abodi also. Cover it and allow it to cook for another 10 minutes. But in that 10 minutes, check it every 2 minutes if it's burning down. I'm going to check it once more. As you can see, the water is getting dried, but I'm going to add 1 cup of water to it a little bit. Allow it for another 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes. As you can see, it still has a lot of water. So I'm just going to turn a little bit. Now you can turn it properly. You see the tomato? So it will not start burning down. Just turn. This is my egusi. As you can see, it has mold. You just use your spoon to scatter it a little bit. I'm still going to add another glass of water. Turn it a little bit and leave it for another 10 minutes. After 5 minutes, I'm going to add my red meat. My pot is full. Just stick it inside. Don't turn it. And leave it for another 5 minutes to make it 10 minutes. Look at this. I'm just going to turn it very well now, as you can see. I've turned a little bit. You see, this is the egusi. It's still mold. You have to use your spoon to scatter it a little bit. After I have put my egusi, this is the second time I'm turning it very well. So as you are crossing something like this that has seed, this is egusi, use your turning stick to scatter it. This is how I do my own egusi soup. I've turned and I've used my turning stick to scatter all the seed of egusi that is inside. The soup is almost ready. I'm going to add my stockfish. Then you turn it together and leave it for another 5 minutes. I'm going to add my cow skin and then turn it. After turning, I'm going to be adding my fish now. At this time, the fish comes last. My pot is very full. I'm going to turn properly. Allow the fish to go down and then leave it for 5 minutes and it's ready. So guys, at the time you are putting your egusi into your pot, you time your cooking and then allow it for another 1 hour 10 minutes. This is what I use in preparing this egusi. Apart from preparing your meat, when you put your egusi inside your pot, you cook it with low gas. You've already seen the video. Thank you so much for watching, for subscribing. My soup is ready now. I hope you guys will look and watch and then you will learn from it, and then subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, share and comment on how you see how I prepare my own egusi soup. Hello guys, this is how it looks like now, my egusi soup ready to be eaten. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and comment. See you guys on my next video on how to prepare another type of egusi soup in African way. Thank you so much. Bye.